Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be doing a rules refresher for Earthborne Rangers. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to properly assemble your path deck. Let's get rolling. So I'm all set up now to teach you how to assemble your path deck when playing Earthborne Rangers. As usual, I will not be showing a bunch of spoilery cards. I'm going to be using the Woods path deck, and then I'll be showing you the Lone Tree Station cards and the Valley deck, which is all super early stuff. Most of it you're going to see before you ever play your first round of Earthborne Rangers, just during the initial setup, and the rest of it will follow shortly thereafter. But I expect this will be a pretty quick video. Hopefully this is not too difficult, but I think some folks out there might have some questions, so let's get to it. So to start off, we're going to need to look at our Valley map. And I will say, so this is the one that comes with the game. It's a folding map. It's really nice. I like it. I did not order the full fold out map that's like a real trail map. I think whenever the next campaign comes for the third major installment in Earthborne Rangers, I think I probably will order a full Valley map along with an Arcology map and whatever other maps they have at that time, because they're actually pretty sweet and I think I'd like to have it. But anyway, here is the map of the Valley. Let's set up for Lone Tree Station, and this is the same way you'd set it up the very first time you play the game, but outside of that, let me just talk about this conceptually. So let's pretend we were playing in Boulder Field and we traveled to Lone Tree Station. The setup will be the same as your initial setup, but let me talk about some concepts here. So when you're playing Earthborne Rangers, you always have a location card on the table. When you travel, then you can go to any location connected to the location you are at by any of these paths. And so, broadly speaking, so let's say we were in Boulder Field and we decided to travel to Lone Tree Station. When we set up our path deck, we're going to need two things. First, we're going to need to look at the path that we took to get from Boulder Field to Lone Tree Station. So we've got this green path, this icon here, and you'll see at the bottom of the map, there is a key. That is the woods. So other types of paths include old growth, mountain passes, lake shores, grasslands, ravines, swamps, and rivers. But to use a river, a vehicle is required. So you can see there are these rivers sort of going down the center of the map and then up this way and up this way. Side note about rivers, if you aren't traveling, this is in the FAQ a lot, you can go from Spire to Stoneweaver Bridge here, and you can go from Biological Outpost to Stoneweaver Bridge. You can go from Stoneweaver Bridge to Spire and to Biological Outpost. But don't be confused by the way this is drawn. You cannot travel via river from Spire directly to Biological Outpost. You do have to go to Stoneweaver Bridge first. That little triangle intersection is a little bit confusing. But apologies, that is neither here nor there. So we're going from Boulder Field to Lone Tree Station. So the first thing we know is we took this woods path. So we need to go into our box and get the path cards for the woods set. And so they're all organized in the box by the different sets. This one says woods. Mine are already a bit shuffled up, but you're going to have the cards you would have for the woods. So you're going to need those path cards. The second thing you're going to look at is where did you go to? And there are two broad categories of locations. So see, Lone Tree Station is sort of this golden tree symbol with like an 8-sided star around it that's kind of brown. It kind of looks like a patch you might see on like a park ranger's uniform or something. And so you see a similar type brown and gold symbol for White Sky, for Northern Outpost, for Spire, Branch, Fractured Wall. There's a few more down here, Meadow, Marsh of Rebirth, and Tumble down there all the way at the bottom. These are called pivotal locations. So if you're traveling to a pivotal location, go look in your cards and find the Path Cards Pivotal Locations section. It should have this divider, and grab all of those cards. And ideally you have those organized in alphabetical order by location. So you'll find the name of the location at the bottom of the card. So it says Lone Tree Station, 1 of 5. And there are, here are the 5 Lone Tree Station cards. So when you go to a pivotal location, again, it'll also have the matching logo for the location you went to in the top left corner of the card there. So you're going to take your path cards, like the path that you took, these woods cards in this example, and your pivotal locations cards, and you are going to shuffle those together to make your path deck. Now, let's say we played at Lone Tree Station for a while, and now we want to go back to Boulder Field. So we're taking this woods pathway again. Again, check your key. We're traveling through the woods, so we would need our woods cards again. But Boulder Field is not a pivotal location. It doesn't have that gold color in it. It's just brown. And so a lot of the locations all over the map here are just sort of this brown and white and not gold. So those are not pivotal locations. So we would take our pivotal location cards from Lone Tree Station out of the deck at this point. And there's another divider that says Path Cards, the Valley. This is the one you're going to want. And so there are 14 cards in the Valley deck, and I'm not going to show them all to you. Kesey Voss, you'll see very early on. But you're going to take, whenever you're going to a non-pivotal location, take the Valley deck, shuffle it up, and you're going to deal 3 random cards from the Valley, and then shuffle these in with the other terrain path cards. That's what these are called. All these different things down here are terrains. Shuffle those 3 Valley cards in with these terrain cards to make your new path deck so that you don't know where anything goes. Now, I guess one other thing that I'll caution you on, when you travel from Boulder Field to Lone Tree Station, you'll also gain the new location card. So gain Lone Tree Station. When you go from Lone Tree Station to Boulder Field, as you're assembling this deck, go grab the Boulder Field card. And what I want to alert you on, I won't give anything away specifically, but on the back of these location cards, when you go to a new location, you look at the back of the location first. Sometimes there will be special setup instructions for your path deck that'll tell you to do something a little bit different than what I just suggested. So in those rare events, make sure you read the back of the card before you shuffle all these together, because it just kind of stinks when you shuffle it all together and then you read the back of the location and it's like, separate this card out. And you're like, man, you got to go back through and find what you're looking for. And follow the directions. But just broadly speaking, again, to recap, when you travel from one location to another, look at the terrain type that you traveled through, and grab those associated path cards, grab all of them. And then if you went to a pivotal location, which is one of these gold ones, then go find all the pivotal location cards, find all the cards for that location, they'll be numbered, and set them aside. And then read the back of the location card, and in most cases you'll just take all those pivotal location cards and your terrain cards and shuffle them together. But if it has special directions, follow the special directions, of course. And then if you're going to a location that is not a pivotal location, just a regular one, again, you'll want to read the back of the card before you shuffle everything, but you will still find the terrain that you traveled through, the last terrain type that you went through to get to that location, grab all of those path cards, and then because it's not a pivotal location, find the deck of Valley cards, shuffle those up, randomly draw 3 of them, and then mix those in with all of the terrain cards. And that is how you assemble your path deck. So hopefully that made sense and was concise, and now you're an expert on putting your path deck together. But in the event you have any questions, or there's something that I didn't quite cover in enough detail, or if I went past it too quickly, let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to help you out. And I tried to avoid talking about traveling too much. This isn't really a video about traveling. It's just about the step of assembling your path deck. So hopefully that makes sense. So if this video was helpful, please leave a like, consider subscribing to the channel, share it with somebody else who might get some use out of it. And don't forget, you can always head to my Ko-fi page, ko-fi, link in the description, to throw me a couple bucks to help keep the channel running. It is super helpful. Thank you to everyone who does that. I really appreciate it. But I'll be back next week with more Earthborne Rangers content, and I'm sure I'll have a bunch of videos between then and now as well. So thank you so much for watching Table for One. I really do appreciate it. I hope I helped, and I will see you in the next video.